right, guys, let's break down the full UFC fight night. Sterling versus Zalal card. Real talk. No fluff. Starting with Talita Alankar versus Julia Pilastri. Man, Pilastri came in acting like she's got elite striking. Slipping shots, showing off like she sees everything coming. But here's the problem. She barely threw anything back. You can't win fights like that. Alankar, yeah, her striking isn't pretty at all, let's be honest. But she came to fight. She mixed in takedowns, stayed active, and actually put points on the board. Clear, 2-1 win, nothing flashy, just did what she had to do. Next up, Victor Valenzuela versus Max Griffin. This fight was close, like really close. You could honestly score it either way. Griffin had the takedowns, but let's be real. They didn't lead to much. No damage, no control, just takedowns. Valenzuela looked like the more dangerous guy on the feet, pushing forward, throwing more, landing cleaner shots. But here's the issue. No real game plan. Same approach all 3 rounds. Still, he gets the win over a 40-year-old Max Griffin. Not a bad look, but not super convincing either. We'll see if the UFC decides to push him. Francis Marshall versus Lucas Brennan. Brennan had a submission attempt early, but after that, it was all Marshall. He controlled the pace, controlled the fight, kept everything safe and smart. Not exciting, but very clean. Easy decision, win. Now, Cody Durden versus Jafel Filho. Yeah, I messed this one up bad. I didn't see any path for Durden to win, and then Filho shows up looking completely off. No urgency, no pressure, nothing. Durden came in like a dog. Constant pressure, nonstop effort. He just wanted it more, and he took it. Honestly, if you can't beat this version of Cody Durden, you don't belong anywhere near the top 15. Michelle Montague versus Mayra Bueno Silva. This was one of my confident picks. And yeah, Montague won, but man, it wasn't pretty. Second round, she was in serious trouble. But she survived, took it to the ground, and that's where she clearly had the advantage. Bueno Silva just doesn't look like the same fighter anymore. That's the reality. Jackson McVeigh versus Cedriques Dumas. I said it before. I just can't trust Dumas, and this fight proved it. McVeigh pressed him against the cage, landed clean, had him hurt early. Honestly, the ref could have stopped it right there. But nope, fight continues, and McVeigh just chokes him out in round 1. Clean, dominant, no questions. Now this one hurt. Eric McConaughey versus Rodolfo Vieira. I thought this was a safe pick. You've got a well-rounded fighter versus an elite grappler. And I trusted Vieira. He even had a chance early, almost got the finish. But McConaughey survived, and then after that, it was one-way traffic. On the feet, he just beat him up. Clean, powerful shots. Vieira had nothing left. That's on me. I trusted a one-dimensional fighter again, and it burned me. And yeah, speaking of that, Ryan Spann versus Marcus Buchecha. Same story. Buchecha had his moment early. What if he gets it to the ground, maybe it's different, but he couldn't make it happen. And once it stayed standing, you already know. Spann catches him into round 2. Lights out. No cardio, no backup plan, and he pays for it. Honestly, Buchecha, Vieira, and Filo. Those 3 picks killed my night. Randy Barcelos versus Montel Jackson. Split decision. And I'm not fully convinced, but I get it. Barcelos showed more urgency, more volume, more desire to win. Jackson had moments, but he clearly lost the ends of the rounds, and that matters. Also, let's be honest. When the fight ended, Jackson didn't even look confident he won. And when you're losing to a 39-year-old Barcelos like that, yeah, not a great look. Davy Grant versus Adrian Luna Martinetti. This one was simple. Martinetti, not UFC level. We said it before. But I'll give him credit. He's tough, he keeps pushing, and he's willing to fight at a high pace. If he keeps performing like that, the UFC will probably give him a favorable matchup at some point, but skill-wise, Grant was just better everywhere. Cleaner striking, better exchanges, fully deserved win. Rafa Garcia versus Alexander Hernandez. I like this fight. Garcia had no problems here, mixed his boxing with takedowns perfectly, controlled the fight, stayed consistent, and got the job done. Very solid performance. Jocelyn Edwards versus Norma Dumont. I'm going to be honest. I didn't watch this one live. I stepped away for a coffee. But looking at the result, Edwards wins clearly. And honestly, I'm not surprised. Fight went to decision, which makes sense. And while I did pick Dumont, this result isn't shocking at all. So yeah, congrats to Edwards. I'll probably rewatch it when their next fights get announced. And finally, the main event, Aljamain Sterling versus Youssef Zalal. I'm not going to go too deep here. I already broke it down before. Levels. Completely different levels. People need to stop underestimating Sterling. This is elite. Former champion, Probably the best back control in the UFC. Total domination, control, grappling, experience, everything. Zalal showed he's got legit skills, especially in grappling, but let's be real. Yet if fights were won by grappling alone, then Buchecha, Vieira, and Filho would have won tonight. And they didn't. Zalal should still stay in the top 10. Sterling? He deserves a title shot. Overall, not the craziest card in terms of action. I went 7 out of 13 on picks. Could have been way better. Made some bad reads, especially on those grappler-heavy matchups. But hey, it's always easier to talk after the fights are done. Appreciate you guys for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Let me know where you agreed or disagreed. Catch you in the next one.